I call order. Order. I'm going to call Eugenie Sage. I'd like to hear.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou e huhui mai nei ki roto e te whare, e te manga o te whare, tēnā koe. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Bennett, it's a pity. He's not here. It is a pity that he doesn't listen and that he always jumps to assumptions. The Green Party will not be supporting this bill because we believe it is discriminatory against migrants and because we think that it is encouraging more private health insurance rather than boosting our public system. We know that it's intended by New Zealand First to stimulate higher voluntary levels of New Zealanders taking out health insurance because of the stresses and strains on the public health system. But the solution there is to invest more in our public health system, not to encourage more private health insurance, more doctors going to the private sector. So we see this bill as a problem, potentially because of the changes to the Immigration Act and the requirement there for parent category migrants to have health insurance, including cover for elective surgery, and for them to have this insurance for 10 years. There seems to be an assumption in the bill that the only people applying for parent category status are the elderly, when the Immigration Act actually provides that anybody over 18 who is a parent who has been resident in New Zealand for 3 years or more can apply. Now, the Green Party wants to encourage family reunification. So a bill like this, which puts an obstacle on family reunification by putting this financial penalty on parent category migrants, is not something we can support. And we haven't seen any evidence that it is these parent category migrants who are at risk of being sick and that they have increased need of the public health system. So that's one reason we're not supporting it. We're also not supporting it because it's proposing to remove the fringe benefit tax on private health insurance as an incentive for employers to encourage their staff to take out private insurance. So the Green Party has proposed removing fringe benefit tax on electric vehicles to encourage greater uptake of electric vehicles as part of a good for New Zealand of reducing our climate emissions. But here, this removal of fringe benefit tax is not increasing a public good, it's actually helping to undermine our public health system, so we don't support it. The bill is also proposing a 25% rebate for Super Gold card holders who have health insurance up to a $500 limit annually. Now, certainly New Zealand First's Super Gold card for transport has been brilliant in encouraging a lot of older people to use public transport. It's increased their mobility, it's increased community cohesion with people getting out more, using the ferry down to Waiheke. But here, with this rebate, it is reducing tax income, and it's for a group in society that we think are not the priority for increased investment. Mr. Speaker, we need to increase investment in our children. We have over 200,000 children in New Zealand living in poverty. They need to have safe, warm, dry homes. If we are going to be reducing tax income, we should be doing it to assist them, not to assist senior citizens who the instances of poverty amongst the senior citizen community are much less than amongst young children and families. So it's Kiwi kids that are much more likely to grow up in poverty than our senior citizens are to die in poverty. So for that reason, this is not a bill that we can support because it is not encouraging investment in young people, in children in poverty, which we see as a much greater priority. And because, as the bill itself recognises, with this exception for migrants from the Pacific in the parent category, why make that exception if the New Zealand First is not recognising that the bill is discriminating against migrants? Why accept parent category migrants from the Pacific? So in the Green Party, we support family reunification. Migrants, we are all migrants in this country, and this bill, by imposing a high financial penalty on migrants, is not something we can support.
Thank you.